The breaking news you're seeing on your screen is that information that the doctor was giving us. DIME weapons, that stands for dense inert metal explosives. In a nutshell, what that is a bomb or missile that detonates with a powerful and lethal explosive but confined to a small area. It is a new weapon that Israel has been using. They used it in the 2006 war in Lebanon, according to the doctor we spoke to. Also used it in Gaza in 2006. And now, according to that doctor outside the main hospital in Gaza, saying that it has been used, he said almost all of the patients, if not all of the patients that come into this hospital with severe amputations show clear evidence that this weapon has been used.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what could you please tell us about the findings about the uranium?
The findings about the uranium I cannot tell you much about, but I can tell you that we have clear evidence that the Israelis are using a new type of very high explosive weapons, which are called dense inert metal explosives, which is made out of a tungsten alloy. These weapons have an enormous power to explode. The power of the explosion dissipates very quickly. The strength does not travel long, maybe 10 meters. But those humans who are hit by this explosion, this pressure wave, are cut in pieces. This was first time used in Lebanon in 2006. It was used here in Gaza in 2006. And the injuries that we see in Shifa now, many of them, I suspect, and we all suspect, are the effect of DIME weapons used by the Israelis. On the long term, these weapons will have a cancer effect on those who survive. They will develop cancer, we suspect. It has been very little research on this, but some research has been done, among other places in the United States, which show that these weapons have a very high tendency to develop cancer. So they kill, and those who survive risk having cancer.
Okay, and what is your saying about this?
Well, as anything, everything, and all that is happening here in Gaza now, it is against international law, it is against humanity, and I think it is very much against what it means to be a decent person. You don't treat other people like this. Even if you disagree with them, maybe even if you fight with them, you don't treat civilians, children and women like this. And I have an appeal to the Israeli doctors and nurses. They are my colleagues. We belong to the same international community, the medical community. I wish that the good doctors and nurses in Israel tell their government to stop these atrocities. We cannot continue with this. We may differ in opinions, but you cannot treat the civilian Palestinian population in Gaza in this way. Today, they were bombing in Gaza City. We received 150 wounded and more than 50 killed.
Only at the Shifa?
Yes, here to Shifa. I treated a 10-year-old boy. He had his whole chest filled with fragments from the bomb. On his lap was another person's leg that had been cut off. We resuscitated him. We did everything we could do to save his life, but he died between our hands. This is such a terrible experience, and behind the numbers that you report all the time, there are human beings, families, women, grandmothers, children. That is in fact the reality in this situation. Those who are paying the price for the Israeli bombardments now, they are common people, Palestinian people. Half of the population in Palestine are below 15 years. 80% of the Palestinians in Gaza live below the level of poverty defined by the UN. No, they don't have food. They don't have electricity. It's cold. They don't have warmth. And in addition to that, they are killed. This must be stopped.
How many people did you see who are affected by this weapon?
I have,
An estimate.
you know, almost all of the patients we have received with these severe amputations, they seem to have been affected by this kind of weapon. Of course, we have many fragment injuries and burns, but those who have got their limbs cut completely off constitutes quite a proportion. You know, we have so much to do. The Palestinian doctors, paramedics, nurses, volunteers do an incredibly heroic job to save their people. Dr. Eric and I, we are just a small drip in the ocean, but we learn from them. Unfortunately, we don't have the time to do research. We have to save the lives. But this question should be researched by the international community, and it's due time that the international community posed the question what kind of weapons Israel are using against the Palestinians.
So as you can hear, Dr. Gerbert thinks that this weapon has been affecting way too many Palestinians, at least too many of those patients whom he had to treat here at the Shifa hospital. He thinks this is being used as an experimental weapon. He thinks this should stop. He thinks it is threatening not only the lives of, it's not only killing people, it's on the long run threatening the life of too many other of the Gazan population, because it is causing in the long run one of the kind of the fastest leukemia, and it ends up killing people who are affected by it. The situation here is still the same. The very severe lack of medical disposables and medical equipment. The very appeal to all who are in relation with the international community to try as much as they can to facilitate the access of medical equipment and medical disposables. Shifa Hospital received 70 deaths since the beginning of the ground operation, and they received 341 injuries since the very same beginning.
Akram,
they say that, yes.
Akram, I just want to confirm something with you. That's 70 deaths. You've had confirmation of that from a hospital official, have you?
Of course, we have a confirmation from medical authorities. They said they have 70 deaths, 21 children and 11 females, which means almost 50% of the deaths today, ever since the ground operation started, are children and women.
Yes, and let's just let our viewers know those figures again, because those, I can say with some certainty, are the latest figures, and we'll be the first at broadcasting those, because we were hearing much less than that in the last moment. 70 deaths now, 21 children, 11 females. So that's the latest figure from medical hospital officials.